What's going on, guys? This is AutoCleater635 on Gemmy Master Animatronics, and as you guys can tell, this won't be a review. This will be a little problem explanation of a certain issue that some Gemmy items are starting to have, or maybe some even had for years. And it doesn't really happen in Gemmy animatronics only, it happens in mainly any animatronic that has this certain part. So, a friend of mine actually hit me up a couple days ago with an issue on a Billy Bass. And the issue is, it would not work on batteries. And the one thing that came out to my head as soon as I remembered, as soon as I heard that, was Jordan back then with his Three Stooges. And maybe a couple other animatronics that I've heard about, where people would hit me up saying, the thing does not work on batteries. You put in an adapter, it works absolutely fine. Now, you put in batteries, nothing. Okay, I'll go ahead and explain this part by part. And I actually have two animatronics here. I have, of course, the Gemmy Large Homer Simpson from Jordan, and the Big Mouth Billy Bass from Kevin. So, what happened right here? With Homer, nothing really happened. It's just another plain example, but we're going to go into Big Mouth Billy Bass to go ahead and explain this. So, you maybe, if you don't know what the issue is, you more than likely may think it's either fried or something. And the funny answer is no, it's not fried at all. And you may think there's something funky going on in the inside of the toy. It actually is nothing related to the inside of the toy. It's really stupid. This issue is really stupid. Some people might already know this, but I just make this, I just do this particular video to make sure that everybody knows this. It's the adapter jack. Now you're going to be like, but the adapter jack is only a connector for the adapter. Well, yes and no, because it has a double function. An adapter jack is both a switch for the battery supply and a connector for an external power supply. What do I mean with this? Let's just give a little shot to Homer. We make Homer dance. And basically what we do is we push this little tin forward. You guys see, it actually turns off. What happens basically is that the adapter jack, if you guys can see, there is that one outer tin which basically makes contact on the side of the jack, which is this one. Now, at the bottom, I don't know if it's noticeable, there's another tin, a vertical tin, right here. Basically, what this proves is that the side is the positive. No, negative, sorry. The side, yeah, this top tin is the negative of the board, basically. Of the entire thing, of the main negative that goes to the board. And the tin that is underneath this is actually the negative of the battery terminal. So what basically happens when you say that an item does not work on batteries is that this doesn't retract the proper way, because this is supposed to be pushed in when you put an adapter on. That's why when you put an adapter, he shuts off. If this would not be like that, and there would be no switching in between the batteries and everything, if a person would use batteries and they would not have any sort of, any sort of shutdown whenever you connect another power supply, you would be basically applying power to the batteries, and that would be harmful for the batteries and for the thing itself, because it would start leaking and it would be a mess. It would maybe overheat. You don't even know, maybe even fry the item, which I kind of doubt it, but everything is possible on Gemmy logic. Same with Billy Bass, and the reason why I have Billy Bass is because that will be the one I'm going to take apart for you guys to see how to resolve this issue. So we'll leave Homer by the side right now. He'll be just standing here.
English. Who needs that? I'm never going to England.
As you guys can see, he resets. That's another thing that you can tell. You basically disconnect the battery power. It's basically like taking a battery out, okay? And there's, of course, two ways to repair this, but we'll go with Billy Bass now.
Here's a little song I wrote. You might want to sing it note for note. Don't worry. happy. Don't worry, be happy now. Don't worry.
Of course, the thing is I cannot do it with one hand, but I'll go ahead and show it. So, right now I'm going to take Homer out for a little while, and I'm going to take apart Big Mouth Billy Bass so you guys can see what is the whole issue about. So, we've got Billy Bass in parts now, and of course, yeah, he's running on batteries and everything, but here's the thing. This is, of course, you guys know, the adapter jack. And as you guys can see, it actually has 3 wires going out of it. Okay? And one just came off, which is the one that goes to the board. So I'll have to resolder that. Let me just connect the iron so I can solder it real quick once I get done explaining. So, basically, he's not going to work right now. Oh, no, wait. It will, because I think... Yeah, this is the positive. This is the middle one. Never mind. It'll work because the middle one came off. So that's the positive. The positive is already connected to the battery as well. So, this is basically what happens. In the Big Mouth Billy Bass, there's 2 positives and 1 negative. Of course, this happens in any other animatronics board that is actually designed to withstand an outer power supply, because usually there's a pretty low variation in currency that can fry the thing. So as you guys can see, the red and the pink are not connected in the same thing, because this one is probably, I don't know, interrupted by a few diodes or something that make it more DC than what it already is, because when you put, I don't know, such power source as batteries, it's a definite DC. But sometimes with DC adapters, sometimes you don't get the results you want. That's why they gotta be of a really specific amperage and everything. As you guys can see, they are completely different traces, meaning that the pink wire goes to an AC, and this one goes to the positive, which I'm pretty sure it should be VDD or something. It actually doesn't have any labeling. Oh no, it's VSS. It's VSS. As you guys can see, it actually goes to a bigger point, which, as I've said, it actually is interrupted, or interrupted by a Zener diode. And then their Zener diode goes to another trace right there, which is the trace where the red wire is at. So, in between the 2 wires, there's basically a Zener diode. So, this one is a direct power wire to the board. This one is interrupted by a Zener diode because of the fact that this is the one that goes to the adapter. As I've said, it's all because of the amps it has. This one, by example, should take a 800 milliamp adapter. And I have tried one that is actually a 800 milliamp adapter, and what turned out to happen is it's what usually happens when you see some animatronics. They usually start, like, I don't know, the Billy Bass just sticks the head out and starts like sounding like if it was fading out, like something like that, where the thing sings, but you can hear like when you boost some sort of sound. That's basically what happens here. And you know, sometimes that can fry it out. Sometimes, not always. Okay, I've heard cases of that happening, but it's just sometimes. Anyways, I'm gonna solder this wire real quick because I'm pretty sure this is already hot. Yep, check that shit out. It's already hot. And I'll be going directly into this in a second. Alrighty then, with the wire soldered, I guess it's time to go deep inside the issue itself. So, as I have said before, this is the adapter jack in a much closer view, now that I can actually move it. And of course, don't expect the focus to be the best because it's a bitch sometimes. It's a basic function of this phone. They should actually write it down on the box like, bitchy focus action, for fuck's sake. Anyways, you guys may be able to see underneath that one tin that I said, there's like a U-shaped tin, which basically is the one that when the tin goes forward, because there's no because the tin acts like some sort of spring at the same time as terminal. What happens is the side tin is basically the negative for the AC, which I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's of course, yeah, the main negative of the board, as I've said before. There's I'll say it again for the hell of it. There's basically a DC, which is for the batteries, a battery positive, and then there's an AC positive for getting the same result, even though most of the times you get shitty results if you use another adapter. Anyway, the middle one, of course, is that one positive, so it's going to be completely avoided because that one has nothing to do with the toys working without, like, with the toys stopping to work on batteries, because the whole thing's just on the negative. So, as I've said before, this one right here, this little middle tin that has a black wire, not the side one, the middle one, this piece of shit can focus. This middle one is basically the bottom tin. That bottom tin right there. And the side tin, well, the side contact that has the other black wire that goes to the board, is basically this big tin that we see from the outside. So once again, just to show what it does, if you were to turn the thing on and do this, it shuts off. It shuts off because I actually retracted the tin and it took the power out. So now it begins from 0. There we have it. Now there's of course two ways of solutioning. I was gonna say, what the fuck, of solving this problem. Number one, change the jack. If you have another one that you're pretty sure that works, change it. Try to clean it up. That may also work with some contact cleaner. Of course, there's not a way to take apart the adapter jack without breaking this one rivet on top, because basically what they do is they put the tins on, they put the peg, and what keeps all of this together is this one peg that they basically just deform at the bottom, so it actually both holds the entire thing in place and holds the tin at the same time. Pretty crappy, but true. Anyways, if somebody has one of these and it's corroded or something, I'd rather say to either replace it or just put some solder on here, because that could start failing someday. You never know. Anyways, the other quicker solution, which is a less better solution than changing it, because you're gonna have to be a little bit more, a little bit more cautious with the fish, is you might want to do a bridge. Like, cross a wire between the middle and the side contacts. Of course, yeah, the two that have the black wires, so that you actually power it on batteries. Now, will this avoid it from working on an adapter? No, but you're going to have the one care of not putting batteries when you use the thing on an adapter, because just as I've said, we would be basically reducing the animatronic to the first thing that I treated on the video, which is what would happen if they would not have any sort of switching thing. If you don't have any other adapter jack and you are smart enough to actually know if it has batteries, or if it has, or if you want to operate on an adapter, then go ahead, be my guest. You can go ahead and do it. Then again, if you find an adapter jack off eBay or anything, or any other toy, I'd rather tell you to, to leave it original and to actually take proper care of it to replace the whole thing. Or clean it. So those are the three things you can do. Either clean it, replace it, or just make a bridge. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and assemble the fish right now. So there we have it, Billy Basses again in one piece. Now, right before I leave, I'm going to tell you all, this goes for every single Gemmy animatronic that uses an adapter jack. So, if you have checked the contacts and there's proper power going out of the battery compartment, it's more than likely the adapter jack. So anyways, people, I hope you guys enjoyed this video about why some animatronics stop working on batteries. And I hope you guys enjoy, well, yeah, If you guys enjoyed, and I hope this has been helpful for some people. So thanks everyone for watching, and as usual,
Here's a little song I wrote. Might want to sing it note for note. Don't worry. Don't bust the rug to the bank. Don't worry. Now what you really know is how the left